Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. We were just talking for 20 minutes before we even started this episode because we have so much to catch up on. This Sarah Fraser.
Yay, David. I love it. And you were just sending me, so I'm somewhat distracted, but also reading. An update about Nene leaks, right?
Well, this was just tweeted, like basically, it's 19 minutes ago that she tweeted this, so it'll be a week later. I'm happy and I was able to help all the other Black women get job opportunities that are working for Bravo. And it's a picture of her and Andy. He stopped me from working because I was a threat to his career, yet he was able to abuse me for years. I want to release these voice recordings so bad. I mean, Andy used you until he wanted to kick you to the, this is what got her riled up. Andy used you until he wanted to kick you to the curb and then slander you so you couldn't obtain it. It's so disappointing, and it's definitely different than how he treats other housewives. He disagrees with us. And before you say, is it about Nene retweeted this? So yeah. So I mean, Nene's like, look, I mean, everyone always thinks I'm like, both of us are so racist and we're against Nene. Like, I'm not. I mean, I believe a lot of this. I don't believe all the different claims specifically, but I think everybody's used and abused and kicked out. And I think Andy, we talked about this recently with Candace and Rinna. He has his hierarchy.
Yes, he has his favorites. I mean, yeah, they have an extension until it's coming up like August 28th or something, that Bravo, Andy, Nene are trying to settle out of court this whole thing. I wonder if they're getting close or not. I don't know. It seems very, and I mean, her lawyer has to be telling her, don't even respond to people. Don't they always tell you that when you're in a litigation or you're like being sued or whatever, like don't respond. But yet she seems to be, I mean, she lets a lot out, I think, on her social media of clearly how she feels about Andy and how she was treated.
She does. I mean, I was talking to a Bravo celebrity who I really can't mention, and it came up over the weekend, and she was like, I bet you Bravo won't look. They're not. If they settle, it's going to have to be some statement of like, we don't admit any guilt or any. So, they're never going to settle unless it's some statement of like, we, are very against race. And so this Bravo celebrity was like, I don't think Bravo is going to settle unless there could be some statement. And like, listen, this is Nene leaks. Like, have you watched Real Housewives of Atlanta? Like, Nene don't play. This really, I mean, I'm a lawyer and I will stand by that 99.9% of cases never, ever, ever go to court. They just don't.
Sure. Yeah, they don't.
Look at Jen Shaw. Hello. I mean, but I don't know. Nene don't play. You know what I mean? And if Nene, it seems to me, Nene just really thinks she's wrong. And by the way, Nene has nothing to lose. Like, you don't take this back. There's no like backsies. It's out there that you sued Bravo. Like, whether she wins or not, it's like whether she can work at other networks. And I know like Monique sued Netflix, and I'm not saying she can't. I'm just saying like, I don't think it's as easy. Please look at Rose McGowan, the whole Harvey Weinstein thing. Like, she's got a black letter next to her name. Like, I just think with Nene, you have like a woman, it's kind of like Erika Jayne's tagline, a woman or man or anything. So when a human being that has nothing to lose is a very dangerous person.
But I mean, you know what's crazy about Monique, and Nene has hired the lawyer that did the, the litigation and negotiation with Netflix over Monique suing them for such a low ball number, right? Monique is getting ready to release her special on Netflix. So she sued them. And I mean, probably maybe that was part of the whole settlement, is that but like, they do, people I think are beginning to work. I think they're suing and beginning to work again. Don't you to some extent? Or do you think, I don't know.
Maybe, Claudia Jordan, if you dig into her background, I think she said it on my podcast, like Claudia Jordan has sued like everybody, like, and she's working. She's got a career over here, Miss Claudia Jordan. So listen, that's how it should be, right? I mean,
yeah, if you're truly wronged, yeah, you should be able to sue and continue to work. Yeah, 100%. Because we all know, I'm sure you have, I know you have, we've all worked for major companies and corporations, and we know the shit that they do to, I mean, yeah, I've worked for some really good people, and then I've worked for some people that, and there was a situation with radio when I was on the morning show. I mean, in hindsight, I probably should have sued as well, for like absolute horrific work conditions that were tolerated, of my co-host throwing staplers at us and throwing, trash cans and kicking things and breaking glass. I mean, yeah, like that was well documented within the company. Like everybody knew. But I, at the time, was younger. I thought, I'm never going to work again if I sue them. So just move on. But I don't know. I think Nene, the guy that David DeRubio, I think, or something is his name, that was Monique's attorney. I mean, he's a pretty big deal. So he must feel like there's really something there.
I think it's just going to be so interesting. And I think we have to watch this, but good for her for not backing down. And I don't even think I knew that was truly Monique's lawyer. So Nene don't play. Nene don't play.
Yeah.
And
I mean, wouldn't that be wild if she wins and then ends up with her own show on Bravo? We'd be like, okay, that'd be true trailblazing for women. That's like, good for her. So we'll see.
That would be true trailblazing for women. And nothing shocks me anymore. Because before this, I ran, after I was a lawyer, I ran HR. I was in running HR and recruiting. So this is why I'm so desensitive. Like I've heard everything. I worked at a company once where someone, was in the office. She was a junior. She was in the office late with the big wig. And she said, claimed sexual harassment. And she's like, I'm never stepping foot back in this office again. And I'm going to work it. I'll just be at home and you're going to pay me. You'll pay me. So people sue for the craziest things.
Yeah.
We settled. We are like, how much money do you want? So really, to your point, I agree. I've had some situations in my past where I'm like, you're a lawyer? You're disgusting, David. You're a fucking idiot. Because I should have sued a lot more than I did in my lifetime too.
Yeah.
So look,
and a lot of times, like you're saying, the company, they will settle. They don't want to go to court. Now, this is a different situation. I think there's a lot on the line here for both parties. And I think, because Bravo has faced a lot of racial, racist kind of allegations over the years. I think they're very they really want that reputation to be maintained, that they support women, all women of color. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot more on the line. To your point, I think they're probably really negotiating over the language, and Nene probably wants them to admit that they were racially insensitive or racist. And
that is not happening. I'm telling you, that will be a sticking point. Girl, take the money, get your coins, deposit that shit, and just move on and just chalk it up to, did Netflix make a statement against Monique? I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I don't think they've ever said anything publicly. I think the only thing I'd have to really do a deep dive. As far as I remember, and our listeners are much more savvy, I don't think they ever did make a